Welcome to another episode of It's Time.
Welcome to another episode of It's Time with Richie V and Stipes. I'm Richie V, here with the human manifestation of a Stipes himself, Sebastian the Great. All right, you guys, it is Tuesday, September 13th. We just wrapped up UFC 203, Miocic versus Overeem on Saturday. It was an absolutely wild card. Wasn't crazily looking forward to it, but it turned out to be pretty good. But before we get into that, let's talk about the breaking news of, well, the sad news.
Shout out.
Oh, yeah. Let's give a shout out. We got to give a shout out to Damian Maya, right, for interacting with us on Facebook. If you guys haven't already, we're going to leave a link in the description for you to go follow our Facebook page. But yeah, Damian Maya reached out to us. He said he loved our episode about why are we so obsessed with Damian Maya and Rumble. So big shout out to Damian Maya for fucking with the podcast. Cyborg was another one who reached out to us on Instagram. Thank you, Cyborg, for reaching out and showing your support and love for the podcast. So it's pretty crazy. You know, we just did this because we love MMA, we love UFC, we love talking about it, and we're already getting a lot of great feedback from you guys, the fans, the viewers who are asking all the questions. We appreciate that. And we're getting feedback from some of the greatest fighters in the world today, so it's really awesome. It's a great feeling.
Please share us, guys. I really feel like the difference is we have passion for what we do. We're fun, a little bit younger. And then on top of that, we're going to talk about love advice, fitness advice. So it's going to be like a mix of everything. It's not going to be just UFC. So your girl can sit at home and watch a YouTube video with you, because we'll say something funny and slick, and she'll be like, man, you know what? He makes a good point. Or is he single? That guy Sebastian's kind of cute. So that's what I'm going for.
You know he's got to put his move out there every single episode, trying to post
dog.
Fucking dog. All right, guys. But let's talk about the pretty sad news of Lawler pulling out of 205. He's not going to be fighting against Cerrone anymore.
Well, I think that's a bad matchup for Cerrone, because I feel like Lawler's coming back with something to prove. Like we were talking about the other day. It's going to go two ways. Well, either he's going to destroy.
Well, the thing is that now Lawler said he's pulling out. He's actually not going to do the fight. So it's pretty sad to hear from me, because I was really looking forward to it. I thought it was going to be a crazy fight where everybody's a winner, as in the fans. We get to see a crazy fight. But maybe his body just took too much of a toll, more than we thought in those wars.
He's been fighting since he's 18 years old.
Yeah, and I mean,
and been wars.
The last few have been 5-round, 4-round, 5-round crazy fights.
And girls, guys, if you don't know who Robbie Lawler is, he's a guy who was the middleweight champion of the world.
Yeah, it was middleweight.
And the thing about him, he's a brawler. So people say, "Oh, I don't want to go see a fight." You go see that fight, I guarantee your grandparents, your dad, old school boxing fans will love him, because he's a brawler. He let his hands go. He's not boring at all.
No, he's the type of dude who will Shang Tsung your ass and fucking take your soul.
But the thing with that is you take a lot of punishment, and when you get older, Muhammad Ali, a lot of those effects can easily play out. So finally, he's doing the best thing for his health.
Yeah.
Stepping out. And it's good, because some fighters, they don't know when to stop.
I agree.
Same thing with the athletes. They don't know when to stop. They feel like they can go on forever. So sometimes they need someone to say, hey, back up, get your health back in order, and just take a break, guys. I mean, I've been on break for 2 months, and I feel good. You know,
better than ever.
And I feel like I needed it.
Yeah, you did.
But even though we're missing out on that, I feel like when he comes back, where does Cerrone go from here? I mean, does he fight Dos Anjos at 155? I mean, Dos Anjos, the winner, Dos Anjos and Ferguson?
He did say he wanted to fight for the 155-pound belt. I like the way he's been looking at welterweight, though.
I don't think he beats Woodley, though.
Well, we don't really know, but let's talk about, he was fighting against Rick Story as his last fight. Who's a good jump up in competition for him at 170, but can still fill that big name void? I mean, Robbie Lawler is a big name type dude, you know what I'm saying? The first dude that comes to mind for me, I don't know if it's possible, but I'm thinking Nick Diaz.
Ooh, that's a good one. You know, he fought Nick Diaz already. They fought at 155. Nick Diaz tagged him first round, but then Cowboy woke up.
I not Nate. I want to see Nick Diaz.
Oh, Nick Diaz. You're right. Oh, that's a good one, man.
Right?
That's a good one.
That's the only one who can really fill that big name type void. I mean, Robbie Lawler's a big name. Everybody was looking forward to that fight. I've heard some people on forums saying, he caught that pussy. Motherfucking Lawler scared of Cerrone. Listen, Lawler ain't fucking scared of nobody. If anybody deserves a break and needs time to recover right now, it's him. I have all the respect for Lawler in the world, and I think he deserves it. If anybody earned it, it's him, man.
And one thing about him, his skills is top notch, but what separates him and makes him win these fights is heart. Because when he's losing, he digs deep.
Real deep.
5th round, he lets his hands go.
Yeah, and, everything. He leaves it all out there. He'll be completely exhausted.
Guys, I really feel like he probably has the most heart of anybody in the UFC.
I agree.
He's top 5 for sure.
Maybe up there with the Diaz bros.
Yeah, I'll say that. He's getting knocked out or knocking you out, and that's the type of stuff that we want to see.
Yeah, savage life. All right, well, maybe Nick Diaz can replace him. I don't know. Maybe GSP comes back for a 205 at the Garden. Maybe he holds off till 206 in Toronto. Either way, looking forward to seeing what happens with that, and we'll keep you updated. In the meantime, let's get to this UFC 203 card. Jessica Andrade, ever since dropping from 135 to 115, that looks like a way better weight class for her. She reminds me of like a little fucking female Vanderlei Silva out there. She absolutely destroyed JoJo Calderwood, tough girl, and she got her with a submission. She's just a dangerous opponent at 115.
I agree with you. Another one was Beth Correa.
Oh, yeah.
She looked good. She won. That was 50-50. We really didn't bet, guys, for the betting odds and stuff. We really didn't bet on these because these were kind of too close to call. If you can recall, the Uriah Faber, Jimmy Rivera. Uriah Faber looked a little old in there. You know, Jimmy Rivera looks good and solid, but I don't think he can beat Dominic Cruz or TJ Dillashaw. I think he's good.
Yeah.
He's a top 5 guy, but he's one of those fighters that can't. I don't see him being.
He's too flat-footed.
He's too slow, and you fight Dominic Cruz, you better be fast and be versatile.
All over the place. I mean, you need to have that footwork that TJ Dillashaw has. I mean, I'm talking about there's Cruz, and then there's Dillashaw, and then there's everybody else.
Is Uriah Faber, should he hang it up or no? I don't think so. I think if anyone deserves the right to go out on his own, would be Uriah Faber. He's a smart guy. He was the head coach of Team Alpha Male, and then they brought in Mark Cannon. But I feel like he's a smart guy, and you know, I don't know.
He got paid $250,000 to lose that fight. If I'm him, I'm not hanging it up.
This is at 135. Uriah Faber can fight at 125.
You think so? I don't know.
So.
He's fought at 145. I don't know. It might be too much of a big cut.
He's a small guy.
He is a small dude.
I ragdoll his ass. And then realize he's a UFC fighter and me screaming. But so let's talk about, guys. We talk about that fight. The CM Punk. CM Punk, that was a real big test for CM Punk.
Yeah.
Guys, he has no athletic background. Never was a fighter. Never was a wrestler in high school. All that stuff adds up. He wasn't.
He's 37 years old.
38 years old.
Making his debut.
So he got ragdolled. And I feel like Mickey Gall stood up for the UFC fighters and the fighters and said, you know what? Let me teach this guy a lesson. And I think that's exactly what he did. I feel like, guys, this isn't chairs and all that stuff. Wrestling. I mean, I know a lot of you girls and guys still don't know that, but wrestling's fake, okay?
Do they not know that?
The Undertaker isn't for real. Kane isn't for real. But it's cool to watch. I mean, I watch it with my son sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
I
still love WWE.
I mean, it's entertaining for sure.
Exactly, but that's all it is entertainment. Are they tough? Are they getting beat up? Yeah, but is there a skill involved? But it's more of a performance skill and not really a fighting skill.
You can't fake fighting.
Yeah, it's not a game.
That's why all these you can talk your way out of a lot of things, but fighting is one thing. They say fighting in comedy. You're either funny or you're not. You can either throw it down or you can't. And you can talk a big game, but eventually someone's going to pull your card, and that's when you need to show up.
And that's what Mickey Gall did, and I think he's made the smartest move in a career. I mean, like we talk about this all the time. It's more about a name nowadays than it is a title.
Do you cut CM Punk?
No.
He's still a draw. You know,
he's still a draw.
I think you give him to a guy who's been losing. I think Mickey Gall is too young. Give him to an older guy who's on his way out and see what he does.
Let them have an old man scrap. It's like two old dudes fighting at the bar or some shit. I would love to see that.
Him and Dennis Seaver or something like that.
no, Dennis Seaver gonna spin kick him to fucking hell.
I think you he's still a draw, guys. And at the end of the day, a lot of people say no, don't do it. But we forget it's still an entertainment. The reason we go watch UFC fights is to be entertained. I want to know what happens.
Yeah.
I was curious about that fight. Like, hey, what's going to happen?
He got destroyed like most people thought he would. Mickey Gall has done a great job of promoting himself, and he jumped on an opportunity. He knew he was going to kill.
I don't know. But you know what happens? Normally, what happens is when fighters they fight that big name. And what happened to Seth Petrozelli? He beat Kimbo Slice.
Yeah.
These people normally go away and they don't do good after that.
But he made the right move in calling out Super Sage Northcutt. He said he's corny, he hates his spiky hair, and he wants to punch his fucking spiky hair off. Yo, I like this kid, Mickey Gall.
I don't like him, man.
I like him, dude.
He's weird. Where's he from?
He's from Jersey.
Yeah, that's why I don't like him.
Yeah, that's why I do like him.
But anyways, we're just talking shit. But guys, overall, CM Punk, hey, he made $500,000 with the pay-per-view and stuff. $1 million. And $500,000. I'm sure he was making $300,000 a year, $400,000 a year wrestling. He got a pay raise.
More than that, bro. He was a champion. He was making a lot.
Well, he's making $500,000 a year.
He got paid for this fight.
And it was a good experiment, guys. You got kids.
Hey.
Now, hold on. Now you got kids watching it now. That's a good way for Dana White to promote to the kids,
to grow.
So the UFC wins because the kids are, oh man, that's UFC, that's CM Punk in there. I used to watch him in wrestling.
Yeah.
Now you got a whole different audience, guys. Fighting is the way to go. It's the one sport that, to me, is just so. I just love it, man.
Yo, I just had a crazy idea. If CM Punk needs a new opponent, more on his level, I'm calling out CM Punk. I want the CM Punk fight. All right, I don't even train. Okay. So I'm someone that's more on CM Punk's level. It would be a great show for him. And if I whoop his ass, then I could be in the UFC.
And you're known, right? We blow up. That's a good idea.
Hey, I'm calling you out, CM Punk. I'm just a normal guy.
He works out in the gym with 5-pound weights.
That's it. Just doing rotator cuff extensions.
I think he does it for the guys. I mean, he does it for the girls. Just kidding. But
what the fuck guys, are you talking about?
Guys, one thing, the Travis Brown Werdum fight, the co-main event. We need to talk about that.
It was wild.
We need to talk about that because if you think about it, that was a great fight. Travis Brown stopped the fight in the first round. Okay, first of all, Werdum comes out, ninja kicks him right in the face.
Yo, jumping side kick, looked like fucking Ric Flair or Sting or something.
And hit him in the face like a drop kick with one leg. And then Travis Brown calls for timeout. His finger, if you look at it in the glove, he has a bone sticking out of his finger, and he kept trying to fight.
Hey. Props to him for that. At first, I thought he was being a bitch, and I was like, hey, okay, let's say you fucking break your toe. You don't get to call a timeout. If you call a timeout, technically that should be a submission. They could go back into the books and go switch it and say that it was a first-round submission.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll do that.
You could tell that was a new ref. He really didn't know what was going on. But overall, guys, I mean, Travis Brown, I mean, he's with Ronda Rousey. He's dating Ronda Rousey. He's with the coach. So Werdum, for those who know, Werdum won the fight.
Werdum was hilarious in that fight.
And Brown... I feel bad for him. He used to be an up-and-coming fighter. People thought he was going to be the champion one day.
I thought he was.
He was fast. He's lost 5 out of the last 6 fights.
Yeah, and I think it has a lot to do with not being with Ronda Rousey. That has nothing to do with it. But what comes with that? Edmond Taverdyn. Dude, Werdum kicks the shit out of my coach after the fight, right? And I have a good relationship with my coach. So I'm fighting that motherfucker after the fight.
So what happened was the fight was over. Verdum's coach comes over to Travis Brown talking shit and tell him what happened. Yeah, that what a lot of people didn't see it.
So Werdum cocks back and kicks the motherfucker in the stomach with like a push kick. I mean, it wasn't like a knockout type blow, but I mean that's disrespectful as fuck. I mean, it's after the fight. You know, he should be a good sport. But at first I was like, damn, Travis Brown's a fucking bitch, bro. Like, you just gonna let your coach get kicked? And then I realized, no, he's not a bitch. He fights in a cage for a living, and he's a fucking gigantic human who can knock out other people. He's not a bitch. He just don't give a fuck about his coach like that. That lets me know that his coach is a piece of shit. Not to mention, on top of that, the advice he was giving in between rounds. He's yelling at him, fuck this motherfucker, Travis. Hit him. Don't let him hit you. What kind of advice is that? Everybody knows that. I can fucking do that. Give some technical advice, you piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him.
Yo, he's a career killer. He convinced Ronda Rousey to go box with the greatest female boxer of all time. She gets destroyed. Jake Ellenberger leaves and fucking finally starts winning again and pretty much resurrects his career. Travis Brown goes there and loses 5 out of 6. So
hold on, is Ellenberger the one that fought Matt Brown and kicked him in the liver kick and just beat him?
Yeah,
Jake Ellenberger, right?
Jake Ellenberger's nasty now, bro.
Guys, check this story out, and Dana White talked about it. Normally in UFC, if you have a fighter who's been losing, they cut him. So they cut him 6-7 months ago. They cut him. He's been losing. He calls Dana White and he's like, hey, I need to talk to you. He's like, I want to show you that I'm better than what I showed. Dana White's like, no, man, I'm sorry. He goes up to the office, the UFC headquarters, sits in Dana White's office, And Dana White's like, hey, man, my decision stands. 8 hours pass by. He's still in there. And finally he tells Dana White, look, man, I've had a lot of things go wrong. He's like, my girlfriend been going through a lot of issues. That's what he said. And he was honest with them. He's like, and I haven't trained like I wanted to. He's like, I cannot be cut. I got bills to pay. Dana White at the end is like, fuck, man. At 9 o'clock at night before he's going home, he's still in his office. He ain't leaving.
Yeah, he ain't
goes,
leaving.
I ain't leaving.
I like
call
that.
the cops. Finally, Dana White's, you know what, man? I'm going to give you another fine. Let me feed you Mike Brown. Well, ends up happening. Matt Brown. He ends up whooping Matt Brown's ass.
Yeah.
So now he's got a new fight, a new contract, guys. You got to fight for what you want. I do want to, let's take a break from fighting before we talk about the main event. I want to talk about one thing. We got a couple minutes here. Let's talk about, I read this statistic, 80% of girls and men are in relationships with people they don't love.
Really?
Yeah, it was on Oprah.
That's crazy.
So think about it. Either there's too much pride, there's an ex that you still love, or you're with some guy for convenience, and your girls think he's hot. Who gives a fuck? And honestly, I just think a little bit different, guys. I feel like when you love somebody, it's just different. You make exceptions, and sometimes it burns you. But I feel like if you follow your heart and you live with that, you can live with everything.
Yeah, you don't want to live with regrets.
And I honestly, it's the type of person I am. I don't care what I'm driving, what people know. I don't care about all that. I feel like, I don't know, I just do whatever makes me happy. And I feel like, CM Punk, people bashed him for what he said at the end, but it's true. He has money. He's like, I don't have to do this. I like this speech at the end. He's like, I don't do this for money. I do this for pride. I'm risking my life. Yeah. He's like, but I have no regret. You can talk all the shit you want. Same thing, guys. All these friends giving advice. Don't get back with your ex. Don't do this. Don't date this guy. People know. I just feel like you got to follow your heart. People don't follow their heart enough. And I'll tell you one thing. I think social media is a relationship killer for most people. Yeah. I feel like you get in a fight with your girlfriend, and then your ex-boyfriend from high school hits him up.
Facebook.
I mean, everything is so convenient. But I feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like I would rather be with the girl because I love her, even though she's a piece of shit or whatever, than be with somebody for convenience or anything like that. I just couldn't do it. I could not sleep good at night.
I agree with you 100%. And I agree with you on the social media thing, too. I've said it before. I don't really have Facebook. Nothing against anybody that does. I apologize for saying that everybody who has Facebook is a pussy last episode. I don't really mean that. I'm just
talking to the billions of people in the world.
Yeah. I was just playing.
Rumble Johnson, Damian Mount.
I'm just not with the drama. You know what I'm saying? That Facebook seems to bring. So
guys, and here's the thing. I've dated a girl and fat ass who's just my type. Her parents had like 30 rental houses. So pretty, so into me. And the thing is, I just didn't love her. And you know what? I realized that, and I forced it. I made the best out of it, for 6 months. The cookouts were cool with her family. But I didn't have that fire.
It's a big deal.
I didn't have that fire in my chest, And I see my boy Richie and his girlfriend. And he tells me, hey, we started from the bottom. We're doing good now. Yeah. And I just feel like that's what I want. I don't care if you got to go through hard times. The thing with people is they don't know how to go through hard times. And they see an ex, hit him up from a dating site or from Facebook, and they talk to him, and they feel like, oh, this guy's different. He's new, fresh start. Give it a year or two. We'll see what's up. And at the end of the day, at least you're fighting with the person you love. I don't know, man. That's the type of person I am. A lot of people do it on convenience. I can't do it. If you have money, for example, if you text me like, hey, man, this guy has a lot of money. Let's go hang out with him. I'll look at you like you're crazy, man. I'm like,
who cares?
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I agree. All right, that's your lesson from the Love Doctor today. So if you have any questions on advice, make sure to hit him up about that.
You could 682-252-0476. Call me. I charge $100 a minute, but it's to be the best advice. I'm here for you. So if you have money, let me know. I'll treat you a little bit different. Just kidding.
All right, let's get into this main event. Stipe Miocic versus Overeem.
Do you have the video on your phone?
Yeah, I do.
The knockout?
We'll upload it. We'll upload it to the link after. So
we're gonna try to upload it, guys, for you. So talk about what happened.
Okay. So first of all, let's just toot our own horn a little bit. We both said Stipe Miocic first round knockout. It came true. Now
and Werdum, we picked Werdum as well.
We picked
guys. So we're 11 for 11.
We picked Werdum as well.
So we're 11 for 11.
We also picked Andrade, but we got so off topic last video that we didn't really get a chance to even touch on it.
So how do we start with $1,000? What would we be at now? And just kept doubling up.
150,000. 200,000.
Maybe. Yeah.
Fucking had.
Guys, and we have passion, guys. Me and Richie were talking about it. He called me the other day, and I was like, we really like this podcast. We like talking about sports. He's like, I know UFC stuff. He's like, and you show me stuff, and we show each other stuff, but we know things from the back in the day, from the pioneers. We know stuff, and he's like, we just have passion for what we do, and I feel like that's so important.
We've been watching, UFC since before they were wearing gloves, and they were still wearing shoes, and now I think
when Dana White had hair, right? So, anyways, the main event was between Alistair Overeem, decorated kickboxer, one of the best.
Yeah, Stipe Miocic.
Right, and then you had Stipe Miocic. Was he legit? This was the fight to prove it. What do you think in the first round?
He absolutely came through and proved it. He had this crazy look in his face. Okay,
I disagree. But go on.
You disagree? Okay, for my conspiracy theorists out there, he had the fucking MK Ultra eyes. All right, I'm talking fucking Michael Phelps face, Steph Curry fucking type shit. He was so zoned in that I knew there was no way he was gonna lose. No fucking way in hell. Another thing that let me know how hard it is to knock him out, besides when Stephen Struve did it, if you look at the size of his fucking head. No, seriously, his head is like this big, you guys. It's like a fucking bulldog head. It's really crazy. People with bigger heads, they're just hard to fucking knock out. I mean, there's some times where he's standing in the ring where you could look at him. If you didn't know how much he weighed and how tall he is, he almost looks like a midget because of his head to body proportion.
So I've never been knocked out and I have a huge head, size 8. You think I'd be hard to knock out?
Yeah, I bet you would. Here, let me try.
I'm not just kidding. But all right, guys. So here's what happened. So Stipe goes at it with Overeem, and here's the thing: Stipe goes with his hands down. If you notice, he's fighting like this. And I just thought Overeem was just rock his ass,
and he did.
And he rocked him. And here's the thing: he dropped him 2 minutes into the fight, left, boom, and he has him right there, face right there. Like, give me your head. So I walk over him, and he puts him in a guillotine. And first of all, Overeem has good guillotine, but at the same time, you're a striker, man. Pound him. Ground and pound.
I was just going to say, guys, you ground
he
would have finished it?
Yeah, for sure. No doubt. He has him right there. A right hand would have locked him down, and he would, odds of him recovering from a heavyweight hit like that?
Yeah.
So Overeem could have easily been the champ.
When does Overeem submit people? Come on.
I don't know. I don't know if Overeem thought he was going to win that fight. I think he went in there and like, fuck it. And guys, you got to have confidence. I don't think he was expecting to win that fight because he has a suspect chin.
Let's talk about the post juice, man. I mean, Overeem, he had a gut. He just compared to the days where he was juicing, he just doesn't look anything the same. You think it makes a big deal? I mean, he's still knocking motherfuckers out.
I mean, Overeem used to be on steroids. Just to be honest, 3 years ago he could have won Mr. Olympia. He was rocked up. He had
to make 265.
Nothing but muscle. Even the ring girls wanted him. You could just tell by the look of their eyes. And what I'm saying is, guys, he fought. He looked a little chubby, guys. All these guys are walking around buff and stuff. Like me and Richie talk about all the time. We see these big juiced up guys. Yeah. And Richie's like, but I bet he can't fight. I bet he can't hit hard.
Because there's show muscles and then there's go muscles. And the go muscles just don't look as good as show muscles unless you're built with it. Somebody like Rumble Johnson, that's like go and show. He just has crazy genetics and physique. Yes, we're back on Rumble Johnson. We're still obsessed with Rumble.
Rumble Johnson, come join our podcast. We're probably your biggest fans, Damian Maya. But guys, so Stipe in front of his home crowd withstands the barrage, comes up, and it looked like Overeem was like, fuck, I blew it. I had my chance to put him away. Yeah. Didn't you get that sense? He starts running away. Stipe tracks him down, starts catching him.
At one point, he literally ran away.
And when he ran, he tripped.
Yeah,
and that's when Stipe got on top of him, hit him with that ground and pound, and put him out. But guys, so Stipe's the real deal. He's legit. He's got a chin. But would we be saying that if Overeem? I mean, he was like this. He walked over him. Give me your head. Yeah. He knocked him down. He was just like this on the ground. He was right over him, and he went for the guillotine instead of ground and pound. If he ground and pound, he would be the new champ.
Yeah, and if he jumps on him and hits him like that, you know what I'm saying? That would work.
Guys, and normally I don't know what's up with Overeem's game plan. What's his game plan is to run and what's up with these game plans? What's up with these coaches?
I don't know, bro.
But anyways, the next fight I'm thinking you make Stipe won in front of his home crowd. Yeah. You make Stipe versus Cain Velasquez, big time fight. You make Werdum versus JDS for the winner fights the winner out of those two.
Damn, bro. What do you think? You think Stipe
on the same card
again?
Why not?
Heavyweights. I liked it, bro.
Guys, the thing with heavyweights,
the margin of error is so small in the heavyweight division.
he could be a better fighter than me, but if I land first, that's it, right?
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to.
You know what my saying in the heavyweight division is? It's still Ben Rothwell, fuck the world. Ben Rothwell, he slipped up against JDS, got boxed the fuck up. He's going to come back bigger and better than ever. He's hard to knock out.
Man.
He's hard to knock out. I think Ben Rothwell eventually wins the heavyweight title. I'm calling it right now. Because the margin of error is just so small in that division that, I mean, the number 10 guy could beat the number 1 guy on any given day.
A regular punch.
Yeah, that's it.
So, all right, guys. So, what else have we been talking about?
That's it for this episode. But we got another one on the way. We're gonna double down. We're gonna hit that either tonight or tomorrow.
Guys, we're 11 for 11, and it's time we put our money where our mouth is. We're doing that, and we stopped betting, but we're gonna place a $100 wager.
And we're going to keep doubling it.
And we're going to keep doubling it up and then see it's 11 for 11, the streak right now.
Yeah, honestly, I almost think we should fucking wait till we miss one. But then I'm like, okay, when are we going to actually miss one? I don't want to, what if we go 20 for 20 and we missed out on those 9 fights? I don't want to miss that. So we are going to bring back the betting segment again. And we're going to put it as a little separate segment of the show with the guaranteed bets. We'll probably start with this one on the next fight night, Poirier versus Johnson. So watch the next episode. Because we'll give you the advice on the bet, and we'll do the bet slip, and we'll show you that we're going to do the bets. So we're going to put our money where their mouth is, and we're going to get this money together. So stick with us.
All right. Well, it looks like our time has come. Shout out to my uncle on POF. My uncle's on POF right now, trying to find love. So shout out to him. I just want to say that. We appreciate, you guys supporting us. We definitely need you guys to like us, like our statuses, share us. Because, we can always go big. We think we have passion for it, guys. We think we're good. And we also...
I know we got passion.
And we also love feedback. So if you're like, hey, man, I don't like that hat you're wearing.
Yeah.
Sebastian,
leave it in the
you're too
comment
swole
box.
for Richie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Richie, you look like shit. Your arms is barely even popping. Why do you always wear tank tops?
So, Sebastian, you need to get rid of that mustache. Whatever. We definitely... we're
all
open,
the hate you want.
We're open for all that.
All right? And CM Punk, I'm going to beat your fucking ass, bitch.
We got CM Punk.
We got CM Punk.
I'm
coming for you, Punk.
Dana White.
I'm coming for you, Punk. Where you at? I'm a normal guy.
Hey, he's my friend and all, but I got my money on CM Punk's wife, even against him. I seen him on the basketball court. Not just kidding. Hey, but seriously, guys, we appreciate your support and definitely share us and stuff.
Yeah.
If you guys want to come on to the show, let us know. Call us 682-252-0476.
Yeah.
We can always add you guys.
If you like the video, like it. Comment, subscribe,
come see us,
share.
Come
see us any fucking time, yo. Come.
You gotta bring tacos. You gotta bring tacos.
We'll be on the show. Come chill.
All right.
See you next time.